Mom, get up, my daughter yells. Every single morning starts like this. But I always wake up before the shouting, on my own. It's as if someone pushes a power button. My eyes snap open, then immediately squeeze shut again because I don't want the day to begin. My daughter bangs on the door again, screaming, "Liam took my Barbie again. Mom, tell him to stop." Then they both burst into my room. "I don't want to go to preschool." I stay in bed, eyes closed, desperately resisting the urge to fall back into this reality. For some reason, I reach out and slide my hand across my husband's side of the bed. Empty. Cold. He's already up. Why can't he just handle the kids without me? The question drifts through my mind, the same one that surfaces every single day, the one I never have an answer for. Finally, I open my eyes and pull myself up. My legs feel heavy, like the night didn't bring any rest but only pulled me deeper under. I go to the bathroom to wash my face and catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror. I instantly regret it. A complete stranger is staring back at me. Somewhere, a long time ago, there was me. Now there's just a woman performing functions. In the kitchen, my husband is making coffee. He's silent, so am I. Sometimes it feels like silence is the only language we speak anymore. It's become our primary dialect. My daughter asks for a yogurt. I hand it to her. My son keeps screaming. I spin around sharply. "Shut up! Just shut up already!" Yes, I know I shouldn't do that, but I can't help it. My son goes quiet. My husband looks up at me. His eyes aren't judging, they're just hello, as if he stopped being surprised a long time ago. Or maybe he just doesn't want to react anymore.
"You could have helped," I snap. "What's the point?" he replies calmly. "It'll just turn into another fight anyway." I want to say something cutting, something sharp, but I can't, because I know he's right. We usually eat breakfast in silence too, but this time, after the kids went to get dressed, he spoke up. "I'm only staying with you because of the kids." Those words drop between us like a stone into a pond. No splash, no sharp pain, just a quiet ripple spreading out in every direction. I don't ask if he really meant it. I don't ask how long he's felt this way. I don't even ask if there's someone else. I just stare out the window. Outside, the morning is gray as our us. My husband leaves with the kids. I'm left alone. I sit on the sofa, turn on Netflix, and stare at the TV screen. It's not that I enjoy watching this show. In fact, I probably hate it. But in there, I see life. A real, interesting life that I don't have and never did. It's easier this way. I don't have to think about anything. Not the kids, not my husband, not even myself. I suppose it's time to introduce myself. I'm 34 years old, and I have no idea who I am anymore, other than being a woman who's forgotten what she wants. I lost that girl a long time ago, the one who used to dream, plan, and want something more. The girl who could talk for hours about books, movies, and the philosophy of life. And now I'm just a set of functions, like a robot. Mom, wife, housekeeper, debtor. That's it. Sometimes I feel like I've forgotten how to be myself, or maybe I just stopped believing it was even possible. So everyone is gone, and I'm staring at the screen. I want to cry, but the tears won't come. I want to scream, but I can't do that either. I just sit there, staring at the screen. I'm surrounded by things, people, and responsibilities, and yet I've never felt more alone. Maybe this is what maturity actually is, when you stop hoping for something better, simply because you waited for so long and nothing ever happened.
That day, the flow of my dark thoughts was interrupted by the doorbell. I got up and opened it, of course. It was my neighbor, Mrs. Higgins. She has a cat. She came to ask for some food. Apparently, her cat got sick and won't touch her usual brand, and she was in a total panic. I have a cat too, but I buy a different premium kind than she does. She was talking fast, her voice trembling, eyes welling up with tears. I grabbed a few pouches of wet food from the fridge and handed them to her. She thanked me profusely. She even hugged me. "You're such a sweetheart," she said. And I thought to myself, I'm not a sweetheart. I've just learned how to play the part. When she left, I sat back down on the sofa, phone in hand, scrolling through the feed. Someone is vacationing in Tulum, someone is sharing their 6-figure business milestones, someone else is posting about the importance of self-love. I closed the app. Self-love. How are you supposed to love yourself when you don't even know who you are anymore? After the neighbor left, I sat on the sofa for a long time. My phone was in my hand, but I wasn't scrolling through social media anymore. I just stared at the blank screen, as if something was supposed to appear there, something that would tell me what to do next. But of course, nothing did. At some point, I decided, enough. Enough sitting around and waiting for life to just happen to me. I need to change something. Anything. Maybe a therapist? Maybe a job? Maybe I just need to pull myself together and stop being whatever it is I am right now. I opened a search engine, typed in, "How to start a new life after being a stay-at-home mom." Dozens of articles and videos popped up. I started watching. Influencers with perfect hair explained how they balance 3 kids in a business. I read about women who found themselves in SMM, freelancing, or online sales. I wonder, do they actually live like that? Or are they just good at writing a story? I smirked. I'd taken those kinds of courses before. 2 months of training, $500 down the drain. Back then, I actually believed it would help me find myself and claim my space. Claim my space. What space and where? I toss my phone aside and pick up an old notebook I'd kept as a reminder. On the first page, written in neat cursive, goal, become a successful social media manager. Salary, $3,000 plus a month. Work from home, a new chapter. Below that, my own messy follow-up notes. First client, disaster. He didn't understand what I did. To be honest, neither did I. Second client, quit after 2 weeks. Said I wasn't aligned with his vision and didn't listen to his ideas. Third client, ghosted me. Didn't pay a dime. Just vanished. I slammed the notebook shut. It's embarrassing to even read this. And it's not because I failed. It's because I know deep down that if I took on a new client right now, I'd just mess it all up again. I don't know how to be a grown-up. I don't know how to work. I don't know how to truly listen to others. But that's not the scariest part. The scariest part is that I don't even want to know how. My dark thoughts are interrupted by my mom, who decided to call. "Hey, honey, how are you holding up?" "I'm fine, Mom." "Why don't you come over to my place for a week? You could use a break," she suggests. "And the kids?" I ask. "Bring them with you, of course," she says. What can I even say to that? Only one thing. I'll think about it. The truth is, she knows I won't come. She lives states away, and our relationship has always been strained. I know how this works. Her offers are just small talk, something she says to feel like a good mother in her own eyes. I hang up and decide to look for a therapist. Again, maybe this time will be different, I tell myself. I find a specialist who works via telehealth, a young woman with glowing reviews. Honestly, they seem almost too perfect. She messages back, "Hi there. Yes, I have a few openings this week. Would you like to book a session?" My heart starts racing. For a split second, I feel like I could actually start something new. That someone is finally ready to listen to me. No judgment, no accusations, just listening. But then that voice in my head kicks in. What's the point? What if she says the exact same things my husband says, or my mother, or what that last therapist told me? And I'll have to shell out a fortune for it. What if I realize that my life is even worse than it looks? What if I'm just beyond repair? I close the tab. I don't message her back. I don't say a word. I glance at the clock. Almost noon. Soon, I'll have to pick up my daughter from preschool, hit the grocery store, then pick up my son, start dinner, and wait for my husband to get home. It's all then a start over. The same loop. The fights, the silence, the Netflix marathons, the mounting debt. I want to tell myself, "You've got this," but I can't because I don't believe those words anymore, and I'm not even sure I want to get through it. Maybe I'm just too exhausted from being the version of myself that exists right now. Days pass, one blurring into the next, and surrounding it all, silence. Every day I look at my husband and wonder how to start that conversation. Not because I have anything new to say, I just want to make sense of whatever us is left. The kids are already in bed. My husband is sitting at the kitchen island, scrolling through his phone. I walk over and set a mug of tea in front of him. He looks up, surprised. "What's wrong?" "Nothing, I want to talk." He puts his phone aside. Not immediately. First he freezes, then he slowly turns it face down on the counter, as if he knows something important is coming, or maybe he's just afraid I'll see who he's messaging or what he's looking at. "I can tell you're tired of me." My words hang in the air. Not aggressive, not accusing, just the plain truth. He stays silent for a long time. Then he finally speaks. "I'm not saying I'm tired, I'm saying I'm just living on autopilot." "And you weren't on autopilot before?" "Before was different. There were arguments, fights, plans. There was life. And now? Now we don't even fight. It's like I come home, but nobody's actually here. That stings, but not the way it would if he had shouted or insulted me. It's just a dull ache, because he's right and wrong at the same time. He comes home and doesn't truly see me or the kids. He's the one building the wall between us. I sit across from him, searching for an answer that might comfort or support him, but I find nothing. I want to say that I'll change, but I'm afraid such a bold statement would sound hollow, fake. I want to ask if he still loves me, but I'm terrified of hearing no, or worse, I don't know. Instead, I say, "Maybe we should go somewhere together, like the park, tomorrow." "Great idea, let's do it. I'll try to get off work early." Then he buries his face in his phone again, a clear signal that the conversation is over, and I already know that tomorrow we won't go anywhere. Tomorrow will be exactly like today, and I realize that once again I've failed. At least I tried, I thought to myself. I want to believe my husband is still here with me, but I can feel it. He's already halfway out the door. After the talk, we go to bed. He stays on his side, I stay on mine. There used to be love between us. Then came the fighting, then the silence. Now there's just distance, both physical and emotional. No more holding each other. Sometimes it feels like we aren't even a couple anymore, just two people tied together by kids or habit. But tonight, I'm not angry. Tonight, I'm just scared. The future feels like a dark room I'm terrified to enter. The next morning doesn't start with a scream. Strangely, the kids are quiet today. Even Liam isn't yelling, and Lily isn't running through the halls with her endless questions. I lie there with my eyes half closed, dreading the moment I have to move. I hear my husband's footsteps, followed by the heavy click of the front door closing. Wait a second. My eyes snap open and I bolt out of bed. I throw on some clothes and rush out of the room. "Did Daddy leave already?" Lily asks. I hesitate, searching for the right words. "He had to get to the office early, but he'll be back at the usual time. Hey, do you want to go somewhere after school? Just us?" She looks surprised, and honestly, so am I. Those words just flew out of my mouth automatically. Lily nods, a small smile spreading across her face. Liam starts to get fussy, but I don't snap at him. I just say calmly, "We're running late, buddy. Get dressed or I'm heading out without you." And surprisingly, he starts putting on his clothes. It's all so hard. I'm not even sure if I'm being sincere, but I'm trying. After dropping the kids off, I decide to do the one thing I've been avoiding for months: open social media and look for clients. Not just for the money, just to try one more time, for myself. I decide to write a post, a simple one, no fancy buzzwords, just the honest truth. I'm trying to break into SMM. Honestly, I failed before, but I want to give it another shot. If anyone needs help with their content, reach out. Let's try to build something together. I hit post. I lock my phone. My heart is racing. Not from fear this time, from hope. A few hours later, a notification pops up. It's not a client. It's an old friend I haven't spoken to in forever. "Hey, I saw your post. It's so brave of you to put yourself out there again. If you're interested, I can refer you to some people I know. They have a small boutique and really need a hand with their socials." I stare at the screen for a long time. I don't reply right away. I just read it over and over. And for the first time in months, I feel something stirring inside me, something that feels a lot like life. When I pick up Lily from school, she tells me all about how much she loved art class. I listen. I don't interrupt. I just nod every now and then. Then she says, "Mom, you're different today." "Different how?" "You're not so grumpy." I smile, a real one, simply because she's right. On the way home, she reaches out and takes my hand, just like she used to when she was little. I don't let go. We swing by the daycare to pick up Liam, and then we head to the playground, where they play for another hour. I sit down on a park bench, pull out my old notebook to a fresh, blank page, and write, "I want to start over, one day at a time, one change at a time, no matter how small." I don't know if this attempt will lead anywhere. I don't know if those job leads will pan out. I don't know if my husband will stay. I don't know if I'll ever truly find myself. I don't know anything, but I'm taking a step. One small step, because I can't stand still anymore. He wakes up much earlier than he needs to for work again. I pretend to be asleep. I hear his footsteps, the jingle of his keys, and then the final click of the front door. He leaves. No kiss, no goodbye. He just goes. I lie there, listening to the silence. It's become my closest companion. The kids are still sleeping. The morning hasn't truly begun yet. It's just me and the thoughts that won't let me rest. In that moment, it hits me. We aren't a couple anymore. Not because he said it out loud, not because there's someone else, but because there's nothing left between us. No trust, no connection, not even the habit of being together. Just obligations. Just debt. I wonder, when did it happen? When did we stop being us? Was it after the second baby was born? Was it when I quit my job and started losing myself? Was it when he moved his entire life into his phone? Was it when I stopped hearing him? Or did he leave a long time ago and I'm only just noticing now? Maybe it happened when he started leaving earlier and coming home later. After all, it's been ages since he actually sat down and talked with the kids. But what about me? I get up and the usual morning routine begins. Kids, breakfast, getting dressed, school drop-offs. I try to be softer. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But at least now I can feel the moment right before I'm about to snap. And that in itself is progress. During the day, my friend calls, the same one who referred me. She says they agreed to meet. They want to discuss the terms and conditions. I stay silent. The words get stuck in my throat. Not out of fear, but from the sudden, sharp realization that this is actually happening. This is my real step toward changing everything. Technically, I should be thrilled. But instead of joy, I feel nothing but exhaustion. It feels like everything is coming to me too late. Even success. Late that night, my husband comes home. The kids are already asleep.
We sit in the kitchen and I place a mug of tea in front of him. He takes it and mutters a thanks. Silence. But I'm done with the silence. I landed some clients, I say. I'll be handling their content. He nods, not even looking surprised. Good. Are you happy about it? I ask. I'm glad you're trying, he says, his indifferent tone stinging like a slap. Do you still want to be with me? I ask him directly. He's silent for a long time, staring out the window. The night outside is pitch black, not a single star in sight. I don't even know what being with you means anymore, he says. I come home and you're miles away. Even when you're right here, you're not here. I can't remember the last time we actually talked, for real.
I could have said a million things to that, but instead I just say, I've changed. I see that, but I'm not sure those changes include us anymore. And that was it. His words didn't hurt. They were just sad, tired, final. We aren't a couple. We've become two strangers sharing a roof. I wanted to reclaim something that no longer existed. Now I see, you can't bring back what has already turned into a distant memory. You know what? If being near me is such a burden, then leave, I told him. At least that way we both might actually have a chance at being happy. And he left. Life after the split became both heavier and lighter at the same time. I didn't have to play the us game anymore. I didn't have to wait for him to come home just so he could retreat into himself. I didn't have to listen to his silence, which always spoke louder than words. But now I had to do everything alone. I did get a job through my friend, not in SMM, not in content, just data entry for a small publishing house, remote work, no creativity involved, just routine. The salary isn't much, but between that and the child support, I can pay the bills and buy the kids new clothes. Everything has changed with the kids. I've stopped pretending that I'm always this boundless source of love. Sometimes I'm angry. Sometimes I'm drained. Sometimes I just want them to be quiet. And I don't hide it anymore. I'm honest with them. I'm exhausted. Give me 5 minutes. Now is not a good time. Just wait. Yes, I'm upset, but it's not because of you. It's strange, but they've started acting out less. Maybe it's because I stopped trying to be the perfect mom and just became a real one. In the evenings when they're asleep, I sit in the kitchen. I set a mug of tea in front of me. I stare out the window. Sometimes the urge to call him hits me, to ask, where are you? Are you coming back? Do you even think about us? But I don't call, because I already know the answer. Then I go to bed. I lie there in the dark. I don't cry. I just listen to my own heartbeat. It's beating. It's alive. And so am I. I know I haven't suddenly become a better person. I haven't found myself. I haven't started some glamorous new life. I just stopped pretending that everything is fine and that I have the perfect family. There are days when it feels like anything is still possible, that somewhere out there a different life is waiting for me, a life where I don't scream, where I'm not constantly fighting, where I'm not afraid of anyone or anything, a life where I feel like a woman, not just a function. But most days, I'm just trying to survive, to not break, to not disappear, to not give up. Sometimes I wake up and think, I can't do this today. And then I just get up. I make the tea, I tell the kids good morning, and I go about my usual day. I still struggle to understand who I am. Sometimes I look at my own reflection and don't recognize the woman staring back. Sometimes I catch myself wishing I could just hit reset and start everything from scratch. Sometimes I whisper to myself, this isn't my life. But now I know one vital thing. I'm not alone. Even if there's no one beside me, even if no one speaks to me the way I need them to, even if my words seem to vanish into the void. Somewhere out there are other women, just as exhausted, just as lost, just as alive. And I think, if they can keep going, then so can I. The finale of my story isn't a happy one. It's not pretty. It's not particularly inspiring, but it's mine. I haven't recovered, but I haven't given up either. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough.